And we're now joined by an expert in our county, Anna Marie Jones, from CARD, or Collaborating Agencies Responding to Disasters. Welcome, Anna Marie.
Thank you for having me. There are many people who are very concerned about what's going to happen and how little they really know, and they know they're not prepared. And then we have also the hopeful and the wishful thinking that, oh, it's not going to be that bad and people are going to respond and it's all going to work out. So we always have the extremes.
So the concern, though, would seem to be fertile ground for agencies such as yourself stepping into the void, providing useful information to people. Have you found that that is creates an easier and more receptive audience for you?
Most of the time it does. Unfortunately, so many of the messages we hear about the disasters and threats, they are so oppressive, fear-based, and disasters we can't control, where people don't feel that they could make the difference. Terrorism and pandemic flu and things that just seem so overwhelming that many people use it as an opportunity really to tune out of the message and defer to wishful thinking.
Well, that's a very interesting insight. So how do you make this real for people? How do you make people feel like they can do something about this?
Well, at CARD, since our focus is community-based organizations, faith-based organizations, we thought it was inappropriate actually to go to them with fear and threat-based messages, to go into poor communities that are struggling day to day and tell them about the terrible things that are way worse than what they had ever imagined. It really didn't work. So we make it real by making it very positive. And we've taken the attitude that we're not preparing a community for disasters, we're actually preparing them to prosper. Building their resilience, building their capacity to be critical thinkers, knowing how to communicate with each other, knowing how to mobilize their assets, and by making it positive and immediately relevant, it means that more people are willing to engage and really follow the steps that we are sharing with them.
Wow, fascinating. So you're really talking about building community capacity by working with those agencies that work with vulnerable populations. Is that basically what you do?
Absolutely. Rather than trying to reach every individual senior or every individual child, you can reach and track each agency that serves seniors, each agency that would serve a child. And by helping those agencies to have a plan, to understand the importance of communication, to make them the educational force for their community, it builds, one, a bond between that person and the agency. It builds that agency's capacity to work with government and traditional response, and nonprofits and service providers are a critical part of our economic well-being. So in terms of long-term recovery, in terms of getting culturally appropriate messages out there in the world, nonprofits are absolutely critical to that entire continuum of service. We are looking at how do we target particular vulnerable communities. Every church in a particular neighborhood, every senior facility in a particular region, and elevate the level of preparedness in each of those entities rather than random acts of preparedness and senseless acts of planning. You know, here's a brochure, here's a binder. We want to have it to be a graduated, absolute, we are on a path together to prosperity.
And I liked your point, and I hope you would repeat it again. Rather than coming at people with a fear-based message,
we believe we should prepare our communities to prosper, take the fear, take the threat out of it, and make this about community building and the active engagement of our entire society.
Thank you very much. And there you have it.